Hey parents, it's Mr. Jim here. This back to school season, give your kids the tools they need to have fun while they learn with Osmo. Osmo's Reading Adventure Learn to Read game is an interactive tool for kids 5 to 7 that help them practice and develop reading fundamentals. Because it's never too early to fall in love with reading, visit playosmo.com to check out the Reading Adventure new reader kit today. That's playosmo.com. Osmo, learning well played. Hey parents, we all know that feeling of heading back to school, right? That exciting time for new pencils and fresh starts. But what about fresh lunch ideas? Boar's Head has been going back to school for over 115 years, so they know all about packing the perfect lunchbox with uncompromising quality and all-time family favorites like Ever Roast, oven roasted chicken breast, maple glazed honey-coated ham, and American cheese. Boar's Head makes packing lunch easy and delicious. Look for Boar's Head at your local deli counter and learn more at boarshead.com/back-to-school. Boar's Head, compromise elsewhere. Hello, critter protectors. Mr. Jim here, and welcome to Kids Animal Stories, a place where there's always a mystery and adventure around every single corner. If you love critters of all shapes and sizes, I need you on our Critter Protector team. Join our adventure as we learn about critters from around the world and in our backyards. Well, my friends, are you ready for today's adventure? Me too, let's go! As Luella was sitting there on that leaf trying to figure out what all of her family and friends were doing, something terrible happened. Luella looked up in the sky, and there was a very hungry-looking bird. Ah! Luella started to flap her wings as fast as she could. That ginormous bird was diving down towards her. Looked like she was about to be eaten as a morning snack. Luella was zooming through the leaves and trying to make the bird confused and lost along the way. But the bird was closely following right behind Luella. There was no way that she was going to be faster than a bird. Her little wings just could not push her as fast as that bird, and all of a sudden, she was cornered. Please don't eat me!
Hello there, but if I don't eat you, then somebody else will, and it won't be fair. I like things to be fair,
said the bird. Because Luella was so scared and afraid, she started to flap her wings very fast.
Ah! You're one of those? Oh man, that just ruined my whole snack. All because your kind are poisonous. I gotta get out of here.
The bird flew away and Luella was very confused. I'm poisonous? I didn't even know that. Wait a second, hold on. What in the world is going on? What did the bird see on her wings? There must have been some kind of message printed across her wings that said, I'm poisonous, stay away. But I don't think there's critters that have messages like that printed on their wings, do you? All right, hold on a second. We need to pause the story and go back through our clues to try and figure out why that bird would be afraid of little Luella. Well, first, remember she came from Mexico. It's like they spend their winters in Mexico. I think there's a word for that when critters like move in different seasons. Do you know that word? It's called migration. Yeah, it's a big word, but that's what they're doing, moving from Mexico to US. All right, that's clue number 1. Clue number 2, I remember them talking about antennae. You know, those little antennas that are above their eyes. And she has wings and likes nectar. That makes me think it's some kind of bug, right? Yeah, maybe. Oh, and she was friends with a grasshopper and a fly. Yep, we're in the right direction. Do you have any ideas? Do you think she is a bee? Well, that is a pretty good guess, and I could understand why a bird might be afraid of a bee, but there was something about her wings in particular that had like a message on it. Let's keep thinking. I don't think it's a bee. What's another clue? Oh yeah, they like those leaves that were like milky leaves. I think that plant is called milkweed. Have you ever heard of milkweed? Yeah, there's caterpillars and all kinds of bugs and insects that like those milkweed. Oh, could she be a caterpillar? No, caterpillars don't have wings. Wait a second. What did you say? A monarch butterfly? How did you figure that one out? Let's check it out. Monarch butterflies, they have antennas. They like nectar. They like those milkweeds. But why would they scare off a bird? Let me look it up real quick. Holy smokes, you're right. Yes, monarch butterflies are poisonous because they eat milkweed. You see, milkweed has like a toxin in it that makes other critters like birds have really sore tummies, and it does not feel good if they eat it. And that toxin from the milkweed, when the caterpillar eats it, it stays in their body. It becomes like their defense system. And that pattern, oh yeah, monarch butterflies have a really cool bright pattern on their wings. They're kind of like orange wings, reddish wings with black stripes. Yeah, I guess that pattern is meant to scare off other predators like that bird, because it's like sending a message, don't eat me, I will make your tummy feel terrible. After that, bird flew away and Luella took a big deep breath. After thinking you're about to get eaten, it's pretty relieving when you learn that you're not. And then she saw something. The plant that she'd been sitting on, there was a leaf, and underneath that leaf were a whole bunch of white dots. And not exactly dots, like little white balls all over the bottom of this leaf. And that is when it all hit her. All of a sudden, Luella remembered that those were eggs, and she was here to lay eggs. That is why these butterflies had flown all the way up here to this beautiful field full of milkweed plants, because these milkweeds would be the perfect place for those babies to hatch and grow as little caterpillars as they ate the milkweed and ate all that poison to protect themselves from other predators, and then one day would grow into a butterfly. Luella got to work finding the perfect spot for her eggs. She looked for beautiful leaves without any breaks. She had to make sure that they weren't overcrowded with other eggs and lay them gently on the other side, the underside of the leaves. At the end of the day, Luella was more tired than she had ever been. Her energy was almost all gone. But she was happier than ever because she had fulfilled her purpose as a monarch butterfly. Off in the distance, she saw a nice shady spot next to the river, and it looked really nice to sit there. She fluttered her wings over there, and her brother Louie was sitting there too. She landed right next to him, and they just looked at each other and remembered all the crazy stories of how they got to this point. Luella knew that there was still quite a great distance to keep going north, but she was not going to have energy for that trip. She felt a little sad until she remembered, wait a second, Louie, all those eggs over there? They're the ones that are going to finish this race for us, right? You got it, said Louie. It's more like a relay race rather than a solo. We don't have all the energy to go all the way up north for that big long journey, so we have to pass the baton on to these little ones. That's pretty awesome that Luella and Louie, they can work together with the next generation of baby monarch butterflies. As they grow up, they will be the ones to carry on the baton. Do you know what a baton is in a relay race? Yeah, it's like if you race around a circle with your friends, maybe you do one lap and you're carrying this stick in your hand. And then as you approach the finish line, instead of crossing the finish line, you pass that baton on to the next runner who runs another circle. And again, and again, and again. And it's a lot faster and easier for everybody if you work together as a team, rather than you trying to race that whole thing all by yourself. Even though this is the end of today's monarch butterfly story, it is only just the beginning of their amazing adventure north. The end. Great job, you listened all the way to the end. Have you signed up to be our critter protectors? Yes, there is a link down below where you can learn to become a critter protector just like me. I love critters so much of all shapes and sizes, and I believe it is up to me and you to make sure that they live a great life. And so that might mean cleaning up their habitat or helping improve their habitat with water or food. So if you love critters of all shapes and sizes just like me, I need you on our team. Well, friends, you have a super duper day. I will see you next time. Bye.